So it's been a while now since TB Joshua passed away. I've seen a lot of videos online, a lot of people posting about synagogue, about how the church was, how TB Joshua as a prophet was as a person. But I've noticed a lot of things. Even those searching for clouds, saying that he had 100 million naira sitting room, talking about his sale of water and whatnot. I've noticed that he was a good man. And it got me thinking, if as a people we try to live as humbly as he did, I believe this world will actually be a better place, not just the country but the world in general. TB Joshua was a nice man. I remember visiting Synagogue Church some years ago. I was going through some tough times. I was with a friend at Ikotum, so he invited me to attend synagogue. When I got to the church, I remember thinking of how beautiful it was, the environment, the way everything was carefully carved. Because I walked around, I wanted to see the scenery, saw the way everything was placed. It was a wonderful church. And I would just like his followers to be patient, to be prayerful to God, to understand that for everything that there's a reason. And I don't want them to go around feeling that they've lost their leader. I just want them to believe that God is still with them. On the other hand, for those that are actually, I wouldn't say mocking the church, but mocking their belief in that water, I believe that water had a lot of miracle qualities for those that believed in it and it worked for them. We thank God for that. And I believe that the Lord is still going to work miracles through the church, through their beliefs. And it's just comforting to know that even with all that is being said during his passing, he actually lived a good life. We don't have any scandals coming out that he had some wealth stored somewhere or some wealth that was wasting in so and so. Out of all the clips that I've been seeing, there's actually nothing. A lot of people write this, write that, but there's actually nothing, and it's a good thing. It leads us to believe that he actually lived a good life. And that's good to know. Apart from all that, it leads us to think of him as a person. Despite what people thought, because when you see the luxury in synagogue, you think that maybe he was a man of luxury, but he actually lived a very humble life, and it's good. It's good to know. And it's very comforting to realize that he worshipped God in the best way that he could, and it's a good thing. So this leads me to the next question. Are there many churches in Africa? Or in Nigeria, let's say? Possibly, maybe yes. From all the things that are going on, I believe that churches are not the problem, but I believe that we need more. Churches need to do more. If there's anything that we need to understand, it's not just about building prayer cities and places of worship for people to come, but how about those coming to worship there? What are they doing? How are you impacting their lives? Not just spiritually, but morally, financially, welfare. How are you helping them to become better people? How is your prayer even working through their lives? Not just about them coming and worshiping, bringing their problems to you, but how do you solve those problems? I believe that is what churches should look at. And I'm not going to be the one to start criticizing any church. That's not the point of this video, but it's just something to put in review about how things should work, how things can work, how things can work better. Not just for the churches, but for the followers, those that believe in churches. Because when people start sharing these messages that churches are plenty, nothing is happening, it speaks bad about the church, it speaks bad about God. So I believe this is something that we should work on. Not to reduce the churches or to say, hey, no more church, this, that, this, or to ban religion in any way. But how has that religion affected us positively? And I believe that that's a focus point